In my past life, I suffered domestic violence at the hands of my husband. I secretly fled with my daughter to get away from him. I warned my daughter repeatedly never to reveal our new address. She promised she wouldn't. But the moment my back was turned, she gave the location to her father. My husband found us and beat me to death in our rental apartment. My daughter just snuggled, acting like the victim. What did I do wrong? I just wanted a complete family. Fine. In this life, you and your good father can rot together forever. When I opened my eyes, I was back. I was standing in the middle of the living room, shoving clothes into a suitcase. My husband, Travis, was a psycho, a violent, abusive piece of trash who didn't just hit me. He threatened to kill both me and our daughter, Lily, if I ever tried to divorce him. In my last life, I waited until he went out drinking with his loser buddies. I grabbed Lily and we fled to another city. I changed my number, cut off all my friends and family, and told Lily 1,000 times, "Do not contact your father." She nodded like a good little angel. But the second my back was turned, she was texting Travis, telling him she missed her daddy. Travis sweet-talked the address out of her. He drove all night, kicked down the door of our rental, and beat me until I stopped breathing. The media ate it up. Lily, with tears streaming down her face, told the reporters, "What did I do wrong? I just wanted a complete family. If Mom hadn't run away, Dad wouldn't have gotten so mad and hit her so hard." She testified in court that it was an accident. Travis got a light sentence for manslaughter, 5 years. When he got out, Lily was all grown up. They played the happy father-daughter duo, completely forgetting I ever existed. I gave birth to the knife that stabbed me in the back. But God has a twisted sense of humor. I was back. The hatred in my chest was so hot it made me shake. Just then the bedroom door creaked open. Lily walked in, her ponytail swinging. She looked at the half-packed suitcase and frowned, looking annoyed. Are we running away again?" She kicked the suitcase against the wall before I could answer. She rolled her eyes. "You are such a snowflake, Mom. Dad works hard all day, so he got mad and smacked you a couple of times. Big deal. You're being dramatic. Even if we run, he's just gonna find us and beat you again." Anyway, hearing those cold, heartless words, the exact same words she said in my past life, my heart stopped. Could it be my rage was faster than my brain? "You're the one who tells Travis where we are every time, aren't you?" Lily froze. She stepped back, startled by the look in my eyes. I had never looked at her like this before. She mumbled, "If I don't tell him while he's cooled off, I'll be homeless forever." So that was it. Every time I ran, whether to my parents' old house or a hotel, Travis found me. I always wondered how a simple bus driver had the skills of a private investigator. It was this little white-eyed wolf. This ungrateful brat was snitching on me the whole time. The new hate mixed with the old hate and I snapped. I raised my hand and slapped her across the face with everything I had. Smack. She didn't see it coming. She clutched her cheek, staring at me with pure venom. "You hit me." "Damn right I did." I slapped her again. Smack. Seeing the red handprint on her face cooled my anger just a little. "You heartless little bitch. Get out." She glared at me. She was only 8, but she had the same demonic look as Travis. I kicked her out of the room. If I looked at her for one more second, I might have killed her myself. Outside the door, the little brat started wailing and kicking the wood. "Just you wait. I'm gonna call Dad and tell him to come kill you." "Wait. Oh, I'll wait. I wanna see how long you last with your misogynistic, abusive father, without me there to be his punching bag." I looked down at the suitcase. It was mostly filled with Lily's clothes, her toys, her snacks. I had spent years being a slave to this child, wearing rags while she dressed like a princess. Not anymore. I dumped her shit on the floor. I grabbed my ID, my phone, and walked out the door. I had train tickets bought, but I knew Travis would check the rails. So I bought a plane ticket to a city on the other side of the country. Without that little anchor dragging me down, everything was easy. 2 hours later, I was in the air, leaving behind 30 years of hell. Unlike last time, I didn't throw away my old SIM card. I put it in a burner phone. Lily thinks her daddy is so great. Let's see how magical her life is when I'm not there to cook, clean, and take the beatings. Landed and turned on the burner phone. It exploded with notifications. I opened WhatsApp. The first thing I saw was a photo of Lily, her face swollen and bruised. Then a voice message from Travis screaming, "Hannah, get your ass back here right now, or I'm gonna beat this little money waster to death." Travis was an equal opportunity abuser. He hit Lily too. The only reason she survived this long was because I always threw my body in front of her. I thought she would appreciate my sacrifice. Instead, she deluded herself into thinking, Daddy only hit Mommy because Mommy was bad. Karma came fast. In my last life, this photo would have broken me. Now I smiled. It felt good. I typed a reply. "She's your daughter. I trust you'll take great care of her. Good luck." Sent. Phone off. Abuse is an addiction. This happy family show was just getting started. I needed to rest up to enjoy the show. I didn't turn the burner phone on for a week. When I did, there were 500 missed calls. I scrolled through them until I saw a number I recognized, Becky. Becky was my cousin-in-law. She was also a battered wife. Her husband once threw her out of a second-story window. We used to bond over our misery in my last life. Before I fled, I texted Becky goodbye. She begged me to meet her for dinner. I refused because I was rushing to the train. Later, I found out that the second she got my text, she called Travis. They set a trap. If I had gone to that dinner, I would have died that day. I never understood why she wanted me dead. We were victims together. Now I get it. Crabs in a bucket. She was twisted. Seeing me suffer made her feel better about her own pathetic life. She couldn't stand to see me escape. Becky was just like Lily, an enabler, a traitor. My revenge plan had a spot reserved just for her. As if on cue, Becky called again. I smirked and answered. Hannah, where the hell are you? Becky screamed. You abandoned your child. Do you know Travis is about to kill Lily? About to. So she's not dead yet. That's a shame. I channeled my inner Lily, mimicking her tone. Lily always said her dad works hard, so a few beatings are no big deal. She just needs to tough it out. Hannah, stop being crazy. Marriage is hard. Everyone fights. I need to come back. If Travis gets really mad, it's over. If I don't go back, what can he do to me? A woman can't wander outside forever. Becky lectured me. Look, men have tempers. He'll calm down when he gets older. You're almost to the finish line. Why give up now? I almost laughed. This logic was why she was still getting her ass kicked daily. You go ahead and enjoy that life, Becky. I'm not a masochist. Travis is looking everywhere for you. She shrieked. He said he's gonna dig up your parents' graves and threats. Travis was a coward. My brother didn't like me much, but he wouldn't let some bus driver desecrate our family graves. Tell him to go ahead. If he doesn't, he's a son of a bitch. I knew Becky was recording this. Actually, I said, my voice dripping with sarcasm. Tell him this. Since the internet is so big now, he should go online and cry about it. Tell everyone I abandoned him. Maybe he can become a TikTok influencer and get rich. I hung up. I knew exactly what would happen. I gave Travis the roadmap to his own destruction. The silence after hanging up on Becky felt like freedom. It tasted like cold lemonade on a hot day. I settled into my new life. I rented a small studio apartment under my mother's maiden name. I got a job as a barista at a chain coffee shop. Anonymous, busy work that kept my hands moving and my mind sharp. But I kept the burner phone. It was my window into the zoo. 3 days later, my prediction came true. Travis, being the predictable narcissist he was, couldn't handle being ignored. He couldn't handle the loss of control. So he took my advice. He went live on TikTok. I watched it on my break, sipping an espresso. Travis was sitting in our living room, my old living room, looking disheveled. The background was a mess. Beer cans, dirty laundry. He had Lily next to him. Lily looked bad. Her hair was matted. There was a fresh, dark bruise on her cheekbone. She wasn't crying though. She was staring at the camera with dull, empty eyes. Guys, Travis started, putting on his best sad dad face. My wife, she abandoned us. She left me with our little girl. She stole our savings and ran off with another man. A lie. I took $500 cash from the jar in the kitchen. That was it. Look at my baby, Travis said, grabbing Lily's chin and turning her face to the camera. She misses her mom. Her mom hit her before she left. Look at this bruise. My blood boiled for a second, but then I laughed. He was projecting. He was blaming me for the violence he inflicted. Classic Travis. The comments section was predictable at first. Oh my God, poor baby. What kind of mother does that? Stay strong, King. But then the internet detectives arrived. One comment caught my eye. Wait, that bruise looks fresh. If the mom left a week ago, why is the bruise purple? Purple means 1 to 2 days old. Another. Why is the house such a disaster? Doesn't look like a woman's touch has been there in days. Travis, illiterate in the language of the internet, kept digging. He posted another video the next day. He was drunk. He was screaming about how women are ungrateful. He called me names that got his video flagged for hate speech. And Lily? Lily started to change. In one video, while Travis was ranting, Lily looked directly into the camera. She didn't look like a victim. She looked angry. She looked like she was calculating. She reminded me of myself. A week later, Becky called again. Hannah, you have to stop this. Stop what, Becky? I'm just living my best life. People are doxing us. Someone found Travis's address. They're sending pizzas. They're calling the police for wellness checks. Good, I said. Maybe the police will actually do something this time. Travis is losing it, Hannah. He hit me. I paused. He hit you. I went over there to help with Lily because you're too selfish to do it. I tried to clean up. He got mad about the noise. He threw a bottle at me. Welcome to the club, Becky. Did you like it? You're a monster, she sobbed. You did this. If you were here, he would be hitting you. Exactly, I said coldly. That's the point. I'm not a shield anymore. You wanted to be involved? You wanted to be the good woman who understands him? Congratulations. You're the new punching bag. I hung up. Becky didn't leave. Of course she didn't. She stayed. She cleaned. She cooked. She became the new me. And Travis, finding a new target who was closer and weaker than his daughter, focused his rage on her. It was a dark satisfaction, knowing she was suffering the fate she had so eagerly pushed me toward. But I knew it wouldn't last. Becky had family. Becky had brothers. 2 days later, a video surfaced online. Not from Travis. From a neighbor. It showed 3 men kicking down Travis's door. Becky's brothers. They dragged Travis out onto the lawn. They beat him. It was brutal. It was efficient. And standing in the doorway, watching it all, was Lily. She wasn't crying. She was eating a bag of chips. With Travis in the hospital, broken jaw, 3 fractured ribs, ruptured spleen, CPS finally stepped in. Lily was placed in emergency foster care. I debated reaching out. I really did. She was my daughter. But then I remembered the text messages. I remembered the look in her eyes when she said I was being dramatic. I remembered her hugging Travis after he choked me unconscious in my past life. She wasn't just a child. She was a product of her environment. Yes, but she had chosen a side. She had chosen power. She had chosen the abuser because she thought he was winning. Now that he was the loser, beaten, humiliated, hospitalized, I wondered what she was thinking. I got my answer a month later. I received a DM on TikTok. It was from a private account. Mom, I know you see this. I didn't reply. CPS put me with a lady named Mrs. Higgins. She smells like cats. But she has Wi-Fi. Dad is a loser. I saw him cry when Becky's brothers hit him. He peed his pants. You were right. He's weak. Can I come live with you? I promise I won't tell him. I stared at the screen. There was no apology. No I miss you. Just a calculation. Dad is broken. Mom is the new strong horse. Switch sides. She was a survivalist. Just like me. Just like Travis. I typed back, no. Why not? Because you're dangerous, Lily. And I'm done living in danger. I'll tell them you beat me. Go ahead. Travis already tried that. The internet knows the timeline now. They know he did it. I hate you. I know. Get in line. I blocked the account. Travis recovered, physically. But his life was over. He lost his job. He lost the house foreclosed. He was facing assault charges from Becky, who finally pressed charges after her brothers threatened to disown her if she didn't. And then, the big one. The investigation into the abuse led to a deep dive into his history. They found the hospital records from my past injuries. They found the police reports I had filed, and then withdrawn out of fear. The DA contacted me. They found me through my social security number when I got the new job. Mrs. Hannah, we need your testimony, the prosecutor said. We have him on assault for Becky, but if you testify about the years of systematic abuse, we can put him away for a long time. We can get him for domestic terrorism, essentially. I hesitated. Going back meant revealing my location. It meant seeing him. You don't have to be in the same room, the prosecutor promised. Video link. I agreed. Not for justice. For closure. The trial was a circus. Travis tried to represent himself, because no lawyer would take his case pro bono after the viral videos. He looked pathetic in his orange jumpsuit. He ranted about conspiracy theories and feminist agendas. When my face appeared on the screen in the courtroom, he froze. Hannah, he whispered. Baby. Don't call me that, I said. My voice filled the courtroom. It didn't shake. I told them everything. The beatings. The threats. The way he used our daughter as a spy. The jury was horrified. But the nail in the coffin came from an unexpected witness. Lily. She was called to testify about the night Becky was attacked. She walked up to the stand. She looked clean-fed. Mrs. Higgins was apparently doing a decent job. Lily, the prosecutor asked. Did you see your father hit Becky? Lily looked at Travis. Travis smiled at her. That sick, manipulative smile. Tell the truth, princess. Tell them Daddy was protecting us. Lily looked at him. She looked at the jury. Then she looked at the camera lens, directly at me. He liked it, she said clearly. He liked hitting Mom. He liked hitting Becky. And he liked hitting me. Travis stood up. You lying little. The bailiffs tackled him. Lily didn't flinch. She watched him get dragged away with a small, cold smile. He told me if I was good he wouldn't hit me, she continued, calm as ice. But he lied. He always hits. He's not a king. He's just a bad dog. The courtroom was silent. In that moment, I realized something terrifying. Lily wasn't Travis. She wasn't me. She was something new. Something forged in the fire of our dysfunctional war. She had learned that love was a lie and power was the only truth. She had just destroyed her father not because it was the right thing to do, but because he had failed her. He had become weak. Travis got 15 years. 5 years passed. I moved again. I went back to school. I became a paralegal. I specialized in family law. I helped women disappear. I was good at it. I never contacted Lily. She stayed in the system. I heard updates occasionally from the social worker I kept in touch with. Lily was smart. She skipped 2 grades. She was charming. She was manipulative. She was doing well. One day, I was sitting in a park, reading a book. A shadow fell over me. I looked up. A teenage girl stood there. She was tall, beautiful, with Travis's dark eyes and my chin. Lily, how did you find me? I asked, closing my book. It wasn't hard, she shrugged. You leave digital footprints. Small ones, but they're there. She sat down on the bench next to me. Not too close. I'm emancipated, she said. I'm 16. I'm going to Stanford in the fall. Pre-law. Of course you are. I wanted to see you. Why? To see if you were happy. I looked at her. I am. Are you? She thought about it. I don't know what happy is, but I'm winning. Winning what? Life. The game. Whatever you want to call it. She reached into her bag and pulled out a file folder. She handed it to me. What is this? Travis gets out on parole in 2 years, she said. If he behaves. I opened the folder. It was photos. Letters. Printouts of emails. He's been running a gambling ring inside, Lily said casually. And he's been threatening guards. I have the proof. If you send this to the parole board, anonymously, he never gets out. Why don't you send it? Because, she smiled, and it was a smile that chilled me to the bone. I want you to owe me. Owe you. If I keep him in, you're safe. If you're safe, you can keep building your little life. And one day, I might need a paralegal. Or a place to stay. She stood up. You were right to leave, Mom, she said. He was a sinking ship. I would have left too. You did leave, I said softly. You threw him to the wolves. He was already bleeding, she said. I just pointed them in the right direction. She walked away. She walked with a confidence that bordered on arrogance. She walked like someone who would never, ever be a victim. I looked down at the file. The evidence was damning. It would bury Travis for another decade at least. I took out my phone. I took a picture of the documents. I shredded the physical copies in the park trash can. I would send them. Of course I would. But as I watched my daughter disappear into the city crowd, I realized the cycle hadn't broken. It had just evolved. Travis was a brute. I was a survivor. But Lily? Lily was a predator. And God help anyone who stood in her way. I sent the email to the parole board from a library computer 3 towns over. Travis's parole was denied. He got another 10 years tacked on. I went home to my quiet apartment. I made tea. I sat by the window. My phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. Pleasure doing business with you. I didn't reply. I deleted the message. I blocked the number. I was free. Travis was in a cage. Becky was divorced and living with her brothers. And Lily was out there winning. I took a sip of tea. It was bitter. I had wanted a complete family. I had wanted love. Instead, I got survival. And looking back at the wreckage, I decided that was enough.